Hola, gringas y gringos.
Welcome to Gringos Are Us, expats with a plan.
This week, we just want to give you some details regarding specific procedures we have to follow to get our driver's license in South Dakota, our car registration and title, and our consulate appointment here in Kansas City.
Just a few little updates. We'll give them to you right after this.
Welcome back.
Hey everybody, glad you were able to come and join us this week. This week we're going to talk about what we had to do to get set up to go to South Dakota to get our driver's license and our car registration.
So I think what we need to say immediately off the bat is that we had to actually register online for appointments to get the driver's license.
Yes, they have an appointment calendar set up right there in their South Dakota DMV, and you just go in there, log in, create a account, and then you just go ahead and pick the day and time, and they have it basically very simple. It's just got the regular scheduler, and you can see what's available, what isn't available, pick the one that works best for you, and you get it done.
Although we did have to do it individually.
Yes.
So one appointment at a time, and then when we went back in to schedule Mark after we had scheduled mine, they had the same time slots available. So they must have a bank for each of the time slots.
Yeah, probably multiple examiners doing it, and they had it, and we were picking first thing on a Monday morning, and hopefully they're all in a good mood.
So what specifically is it that we have to have with us for documentation?
Documentation-wise, we have to bring two things. One is your out-of-state license, and it never hurts to carry your passport with you because that will help in a lot of areas with regards to the real ID.
Real ID, yes.
Yes, because South Dakota is a real ID state, and so with that being said, they want to make sure that you really are who you say you are. So to do so, you have to prove that, and the passport is still the best way of proving who you are. So with your out-of-state driver's license and a passport and one piece of mail that has your South Dakota address on it.
Easy enough. Got me some student loan information that went straight to our traveling mailbox.
And we also have our bank statements that got that, so we've got that covered in spades. So we're going to be able to have all that information, walk right in Monday morning. And the other key thing, this is not something that you have to specifically have in your possession, but you do need to be in the state for 24 hours. We will take a copy of our hotel receipt, and that will show that we have been in the state for 24 hours.
Yep.
Then we will be also signing a traveler's affidavit. The traveler's affidavit is designed for expats and for RVers that basically says, hey, wink, wink, we know what you're doing, and as long as you're paying us, we're good with that.
Yeah. So the traveler's affidavit really is the key to how this whole thing works.
Yes. Yes. Then once we have the driver's license in hand, when we take the written test and the eye test, driver's test, as long as you are a licensed driver from out of state, you are not required to take a road test. So as long as you're in good standing out of state, you're good with South Dakota there. So then we will take our driver's license, and then we will go to the clerk of the court of Minnehaha County there in Sioux Falls, and then that is where we will apply to get license plates.
License plates and get our car title transfer completed for South Dakota. Now, it has been said that you don't have to do this in person. That is true, but that is reliant upon the U.S. mail. And I'll explain why. See, you can register your car and get your title and everything done through the U.S. mail, by only providing a social security number. That is true.
Yes.
However, because we were already going to be there, and it's like, what, not even 2 weekends away now.
No, it's 10 days away,
10 days.
basically.
We're just going to do it while we're there. It's probably quicker and safer just to do it in person for us. Now, it is also true that you can do these things online. However, to even be able to use the website, to even register for an account, you must give them either a South Dakota ID number or a South Dakota driver's license number, neither of which we have yet.
Not yet.
So once we have that, then sure, we can do it online every year. No big deal.
But since we're going to be right there in Minnehaha County, let's just go ahead, drop it off. And the other part of that is we want to make sure that there aren't any questions. We're there to be able to make sure it gets done correctly and sent into the Capitol. And since the clock is ticking, we need it back fairly quickly because we need that when it's time to finally depart to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yay, boy. Arriba, arriba.
So that's pretty much, those are the main details about the whole South Dakota trip and the reasons why we're doing it.
Yes.
We're just going to get that driver's license, then we'll have our license, then we can get the registration and the title. The only thing I haven't totally clarified yet is the car insurance. I think in order to get the registration, we have to have insurance. Yes. So I'm going to have to get insurance in that state, and I haven't really investigated yet, the chicken or the egg. Which needs to come first? How do we get the insurance policy when we're not technically registered with a car yet in the state? So
I'm sure that if you pose that to any insurance agent and go, "I'm ready to pay," I bet they got a solution.
Yeah. So we do have to get insurance as well, and we're really seriously considering the types of insurance policies that allow you to essentially have your vehicle on hold with no policy due. While you're in Mexico.
For extended periods of time.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some that are out there that allow you to do a 6-month hold, and you only end up paying once every 6 months. Yeah. And then there are others that are USAA designed for service members and veterans that you are then able to turn around and basically, because of deployments, you can put it on hold.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain criteria you have to meet for that particular one. I don't necessarily think we meet the criteria for that one. Don't know for certain yet.
We got some homework to do.
We do have a little homework to do with the auto insurance, but otherwise that is basically the gist of the whole South Dakota experience.
Well, that, we get to spend the weekend in a hotel and just relax, which...
And a casino.
We haven't had that. I mean, you'd think, oh, well, we spent 10 days in hotels. That was stress.
That was stress, and that was us moving every day.
That was something going on. It is going to be nice to just sort of go plant our butts down and go,
and just enjoy ourselves for a little bit.
So.
Well, so that's one part. Now the other part
is the consulate here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now, number one, here's the disclaimer. The only thing consistent amongst all of the consulates, the Mexican consulates here in the United States, is that they're all different.
And what's consistent is the inconsistency.
Yes.
Honestly, and it's true even after you get into Mexico. What's consistent is inconsistency.
Yes. And so we, fortunately, one of our subscribers here turned us on to the KC consulate because it's not even listed on the website.
When you go to the various consulates, they almost all of them will list immediately on their pages what services they offer. Residential visas are not listed on the Kansas City consulate website unless they've recently updated it to list them. But at the time we were looking, they were not there, and we had no idea that they did them.
And so we shot them an email and basically said, do you offer this service?
Yes.
Yes.
They wrote back. They wrote back right away.
Yep. We sent that on the weekend, and Monday morning there was a quick response, and the subscriber who turned us on to that had dealt with a gentleman named Fernando.
Fernando.
And so we sent Fernando an email, and
he was marvelous.
And we were ready to come, get the information there, and then we get an email back from Alex.
Alex, who I thought was a man, so when I responded to Alex, I called him Senor, but then we were then notified by our subscriber that she was great.
Damn pronouns.
Yeah.
But so and what they have told us is that you need to log in and create an account at this, basically a clearinghouse.
They gave us the website address. You just register.
Sent it right there. You just popped into
Transfer it in English.
Yep. And you put your information in, and you are now in the website, so that way, when it comes time to schedule your appointment, you're already in there. And we were told originally it was going to be earlier in the month that the appointments for October.
I think the 27th maybe was
it was.
date.
It was the 27th because we get back on the 26th because we were going to do it the day after we got back from South Dakota.
And then literally 2 or 3 days later, new email going,
hey, guess what? It's now the 29th that we're going to open it up.
So again, the inconsistencies.
So that's what we're doing is right now we're in the holding pattern waiting for the 29th of this month to hopefully get an appointment in October.
Okay, so let's just kind of break this down a little bit too. We're hearing there are many people, I don't know how many, but we're hearing of people that are all waiting for those appointments to open up.
Well, a lot of them have been saying it in our comments.
Right.
So
that's where we're hearing it.
Yeah.
So and that's just a few of you. I'm sure that there's many, many others that don't even know about us, this channel, or anything else.
Shame on them.
Well,
Gee.
But there's going to be a lot of people, as soon as those appointments open up on the 29th, trying to get appointments. Now,
yes.
I don't want to panic anyone, but we ain't playing around. When they open up, we're going to be there and try to get our appointment.
Well, I can tell you this. One of us is going to be on the phone, and one of us will be online.
Yeah. And we're going to schedule.
Whichever one gets through first, we'll schedule the appointment.
And I'm scheduling one appointment, and it'll probably be in my name, but it's going to be for the two of us as a couple.
Well, that's if she gets through before I get through. Right. If I get through on the phone, then it's going to be, I don't care what name. They could put it under Donald Duck. As long as the Andersons get in there, that's all we worry about.
Oh, Lord.
That's the key. Mr. Duck, yep, that's me. Hello.
So hey, Mr. Duck.
What?
So what essentially they told us in the email is you make your appointment, and then approximately a week prior to the appointment, they want you to either mail or hand deliver all of your paperwork to them so they can review prior to the appointment.
I will be driving it down there. I don't trust the mail.
Right. And we're so close. What are we?
It'll take me
20 minutes.
20 minutes. If there's traffic, 30 minutes each way.
So we're going to do that. Now, I have heard people say, and they've said in our comments, that they dealt with the consulate and it was really easy, in and out. Everybody was nice. We don't anticipate any problems.
No. And the best part is I do like the way that they are doing it as far as asking if they get the documents first. That way, if there's anything that is missing, they have an opportunity to let us know that, we reviewed it. We do need this piece of information, or we've got everything you need. Just come on down for the appointment. And then we'll be going, oh, thank you.
Right. Now, I do have a minor concern. I'm hoping that it's not something we will have a struggle with. The letter from your employer. That is listed a lot of places as a requirement, a document that they need. Not every place is requiring it. Not every place is even asking for it. But it is something that is listed in general for residency.
Well, they listed on the requirements. And the one thing that is consistent is this list of requirements that goes out.
What is inconsistent
is who pays attention to all of what they ask for.
Right. So they may not even ask for a letter from my employer. Now, that's important because my employer, I'm a W-2 employee, and my employer is not going to permit me to stay remote in Mexico.
You don't want to work for them anymore anyway.
I really don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just working for them to pocket a little cash, you know, and build up some money before we go. Essentially, I'm going to start doing contract work, 1099 type work, and what that means is I don't have another employer yet. So I'm not going to get a letter from my current employer. It's not going to happen, and so I'm really hoping that we don't get asked for that. We do have a backup plan.
We have two of them. Two backup plans.
Okay.
One is if for some reason something were to happen with Kansas City, we would then try McAllen, Texas.
On our way down.
On our way down.
Yeah.
And see if we could just pop into McAllen, get it done, shoot across the border, and be done.
Right.
If that works or is necessary, okay, good.
Yep.
If we can't get an appointment in McAllen in time for us to arrive there, because we have vacationed in Mexico as frequently as we have, we have the backup plan of being able to go through the Relocation. And with that, what we would do is we would go to the border, get a 180-day
Tourist.
or whatever time
Tourist.
that the INM at the border gives us.
Right.
And right now it seems to be like the fallback has been 180 days. As they have implemented the new computer system, it seems like while they're working out all the tweaks, that sort of seems like right now, from what we're hearing, is 180 days is sort of the fallback. But whatever they give us, you know, they give us 2 weeks to give us whatever. We're, you know, take that, go down, you know, get our tip so we can take the car down and proceed right to Querétaro.
And work with a facilitator.
Yep. And then from there, we would just in turn do the 180 days or however long the FNM is valid for. And then the day after it expires, go through the Relocation process.
Right.
So,
Which essentially is one of these things where during COVID, they had people who couldn't get back to their country. Their tourist visa expired, and they gave them residency without income requirements. Now, obviously, we want to do it right from the very beginning. That's what we've always been about.
yes.
Always. We have always
Yes.
intended on doing this correctly.
Well, and this is still technically
Yeah,
correctly.
but what you're supposed to do is qualify at the consulate, then go down and do a conhe at the INM. And we're still definitely going that direction. We're doing Kansas City. If that falls through, we'll try McAllen. If that falls through, then we're going to do
Option C.
option C.
Yes.
Right. But let's just hope that everything goes fine with Kansas
KC,
City.
and then we're just
And then we're
golden.
We're done. We got the income guidelines met and all that.
But we do have a backup plan.
There's always a backup plan.
Yes.
And there's a backup to the backup.
There's A, B, and C.
In IT, we call that redundancy.
Yes. In the life of the Mexican immigration system, they call it normal. You have to have a backup plan because you
Normal.
don't know what's going to happen because
You really
it
don't.
changes from day to day.
You really don't.
So, you know, be prepared. Think about the other options that you might have to be able to do. That is where we're at. And of course, what we're going to do is we're going to consult with the Mexico Relocation Guide because Mariana has that great resources on there.
Absolutely.
And she will have facilitators that she has vetted.
Yep.
So that way we have people that we know are going to be outstanding to work with.
We have already been in contact with a facilitator in the Querétaro area, and that's who we will work with either for the conhe process or the regularization process.
Yeah, and whichever way it works, I mean, it may require us, if it's 6 months down the road, it may require us returning back to Querétaro for a short period of time to get, that done. And maybe by then, that house we first wanted to rent in the Airbnb might be available if we have to go back.
You never know.
You never know.
But essentially, what we'd like to say is that we are customers of the complete Mexico Relocation Guide. We are making use of it. We are utilizing facilitator from it. We really highly recommend it. It's money well spent. It gives us a peace of mind. You will find the link for that below. There you go. One of the other things is that I don't know where I was going with that.
I do.
We'll just cut that out.
The next week's, what we're going to be talking about is traveling mailbox. And that service that we use that is allowing us, A, to get our address up in South Dakota.
Yep.
And B, is going to get all of our mail and keep us in touch with everything that's coming through, of which most of it's junk. But, you know, as it comes through, we get the scans, and we're going to go into all that next week. So
so next week I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough on what it looks like and how it works.
Yep.
We've gotten a few pieces of mail. We've had things shredded. We've had things scanned.
A lot of stuff has been shredded.
Yeah. So I'm happy to share that with you next week. If you're on the fence and you'd like to see how it works, just tune in next week.
Yep. And remember, as always, if you're getting any entertainment or any information out of this video, please make sure that you like it,
subscribe,
and ring that bell. And that way you get notified every time we drop a new video.
And it helps our channel grow. So we really appreciate your support in that way.
And we've appreciated all your support in making this happen. We thought we had an idea as to how many we were going to get, and you guys have just blown all those numbers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, our expectations were it's going to be a tiny little channel for a while. And I mean, okay, now it's gone from here up to here.
It's a whole lot of...
It's a whole lot of you, and we appreciate it.
Boom!
That's it. So thanks again for tuning in this week. We are Gringos Are Us.
Expats with a plan. We are doing it. You can too. Hasta luego.
Adios. See you next week.